Hi, everybody. It's Wednesday. So happy to have you here and excited to show you some of the brand new things that we have brought in that have just arrived to our Just Jill warehouse. And excited for you to see some new things for holiday decorating. So, as you come on in, I hope you'll say hello. And, Kylie's here in the chat too. So if you have any questions as we show you some of our beautiful items tonight, um, Kylie is your girl. So she can answer any questions that you might have about the products. Remember, all of your shopping will take place at justjillshop.com. So just open up a second window on your computer or your phone or tablet, however you're joining us. And you can kind of go back and forth and shop and listen to the chat as we go along. So please say hi as you come on in. I always like to know where people are coming in from. Hi, Mariana. Nice to see you. One of our regulars, which I love to see. We have such a wonderful community of people who regularly schedule time to hang out with us here at Just Jill, which when I really stop for a moment and think about that, it's kind of unbelievable. There are so many ways that people can choose to spend their time and that you would choose to spend it with us is just wonderful. So thank you. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Kat. Hi, Mary and Carolyn and Trula and Jan. Hi, everybody. Nice to see you. Hey, Sandy. Thanks for being here. Always love having you here. Mary Lou's here from Reading, Pennsylvania, not too far away, Mary Lou. We're in the Westchester area. Kathy wanted to know, how's the puppy doing? Well, it's two, plural, puppies, if you didn't know that. Yeah, I know, we're that crazy. Well, sweet Kylie, she had to take care of the puppies on her own over the weekend because we were down at JMU for homecoming. And I think they wore her out. It's a lot. Raising two puppies, their litter mates at the same time is a lot. You might think it's just twice as much. No, it's four times as much. It's so much work. And it's not so bad when they're like playing and they can kind of entertain themselves, but trying to train both of them for potty training, trying to train both of them with, obedience and commands and all of those things. It's a lot. It's a lot. I've never worn so much Tarte Shape Tape concealer in my life because I've been looking really haggard and tired. I have to tell you, it is not unusual if I'm in my pajamas all day long because I get up with them around 6:30 or so, and then my day just goes. Although today I did lay down for about a 30-minute just rest. My body needed it. I don't know if I told you this, but the other day I was wearing my Apple Watch and I got in 10,000 steps in my house. Not like I went out for a power walk, not like I took the puppies for this long hike. No, it was 10,000 steps just chasing my dogs in the backyard, up around. Let's go this way. Let's go that way. In and out, in and out, in and out. One goes in, the other one wants to stay in the house. Then they reverse. Then they see one outside. Then they want to go outside. It's chaos. And my poor husband, Doug, he kind of threw his back out. So he can't move. So I jokingly say, that's convenient. But he really, truly, seriously, he's in a lot of pain. And so, I'm trying to make sure he's okay, making sure the dogs are okay. Kylie's been hanging out here. She's such a good girl. Last night we got done with the Facebook Live and it was Doug had gone to bed and I said, no problem. I'm gonna, I'll stay up with the pups I usually stay up with them till whatever later. And then I put them down and then Doug will get up in the middle of the night just to let them out and then put them back in their crate. And then I get up with them in the morning. And Kylie said, do you want me to stay here with you, until you have to, put them down for the night? So she is a huge help and has been wonderful as she always is. So thank you, Kylie. And I see somebody there saying, don't complain. I'm not complaining. It's just a lot, and I'm not young. So, and my body is not like it used to be. So it's a new learning. I think we forgot a little bit about, how much work puppies are. I mean, it's probably been, almost 10 years since we had puppies. And, it is just, and I think I said to somebody, it is a state of joyous exhaustion. That's how I would say it. But we're loving them. They're so sweet. They're definitely developing their own personalities, like siblings do. They, kind of, yap back and forth at each other. And, sometimes that gets a little crazy. Rottweilers are known for this, what's known as a rotty rumble. So they're very verbal when they are playing and, kind of doing their, whatever, messing around. Um, so to some people, if they're not used to that, they think it's aggressive. It really isn't. They're just very expressive breed, but wonderful and wonderfully cuddly and sweet, and they want to please. And so anyway, that's the story of Tug and Kelsey. And so Kelsey's been in puppy kindergarten now 2 weeks. This week she had a hard time. It was a hard trip for her for whatever reason. The first week she was fine in the car, but she was kind of a little antsy in terms of like wanting to be sitting in my lap while I'm driving down the highway. That's not going to work. So we got one of those like hammocks for the back seat, and I've taken Tug on a couple drives in it, and he's been fine. And so I had her blanket and her toys and everything, and she had a really rough ride. So she was kind of out of sorts at puppy kindergarten yesterday. She wasn't really interested in her treats. She was more just interested in like either laying there, which is funny, or just checking out the other dogs. And there was a new dog in the class, and it was a terrier breed, which they can be a little hyper. And so I think that sort of like that vibe wasn't working with her. Anyway, long story longer. Yesterday wasn't our best day in puppy kindergarten, but she'll be just fine. She did better in the car on the way home, and I think it was just she's just tired. She was just worn out. So Tug starts puppy kindergarten next week, so I'll be curious to see how he does and what he's like interacting with the other dogs. So it's lots of fun. All right, so what do we have on chat for you tonight? Well, new things just arrived at the shop. So I'm going to show you some of those things. Some of them are sort of items that we had last year that completely sold out, and I couldn't reorder in last season, but that particular vendor had them in stock again this year. And some of those items, I just feel like there's nobody who's going to do it better. So let's just bring it back again. So I'm going to show you that. We're going to show you a couple of very limited quantity items that we have that have been really popular. So it could be your last chance to get them. I'm going to share, if you weren't with us last night, we were lucky enough to have award-winning artist and just dear cherished soul, Jim Shore, with us. And Jim did 2 exclusive to Just Jill signed pieces. One of them sold out, and the other piece, we have 15 left, and that's it. So I'm going to show you that just real quickly in case you missed the show last night and haven't watched the replay. I want you to be able to take advantage of that if you are a fan of Jim Shore's. We also mentioned last night, we only have about 2 dozen left of our Buyer's Choice Santa. I talked about it last night, more sold. So if you're wanting our exclusive 2024 Buyer's Choice Santa, I'll show that to you in a little bit as well too, because we're getting down to our final quantities on him. And then also tonight, I sort of did a sneak peek of this, and some of you already picked this up. We love to support causes here at Just Jill. And that all started back in 2021, our first year in business, in our first months in business. And we had created a Power Beads by Jen bracelet that happened to feature these really pretty purple stones. And I sort of made the decision, well, Pancreatic Cancer Month is in November, and purple is the color for pancreatic cancer. And so at that time, I talked to Jen from Power Beads, and I said, how about if we take that purple bracelet and, let's donate a portion of the proceeds to Pancreatic Cancer Research Fund. And so network, excuse me. And so not only did we do that, but then I also did a match personally for however much money we raised that first year. I personally matched that too. And since then, every November, we've brought you a new Power Beads by Jen bracelet to donate money to pancreatic cancer fund. So we showed it to you last night. And so this is this year's bracelet, and it's this beautiful, what's called amethyst agate. So I want you to see there, some of them are more translucent, some are more opaque. There's these different shades of purples and lavenders and lilacs. Some are very grapey purple. Some of them are, a little bit lighter. Some might have some kind of white running through them, but just the whole spectrum of all of those colors are fantastic. This is the 10 millimeter size. They're all faceted, and then it has this shimmer wash over the stones. Then dangling down from there, that is a genuine amethyst heart. So all purple, so pretty. And whether you're wearing this in memory of somebody who has passed from pancreatic cancer, whether you're somebody who loves the color purple and you want to make sure that you are, sporting that while knowing that you've done something good. Maybe you know someone right now who has a loved one or they themselves is fighting pancreatic cancer, and it is a fight. Then we're really proud to bring you this bracelet. And if you didn't know, October 18th, 2010, my dad passed from pancreatic cancer. It's hard for me to believe it's been 14 years. And it is a horrendous cancer. It is painful. It is very hard to detect. And when most people discover they have pancreatic cancer, it's often stage 4. In my dad's case, he was diagnosed in April and we lost him in October. And it was a really, he did all the chemo cocktails. And after he did his round, and he was just so sick, and it was so hard for him to endure that. And I remember he called me and he said, well, I had my appointment with my doctor, and he basically told me that this cancer is laughing at me because the chemo did nothing. So it's hard. And for any of you who have lost loved ones to pancreatic cancer, if you are looking to support someone who is going through that right now, I see you and I know you because we went through it as a family too. And you hear, so many people pass away because there just doesn't seem to be any real stride in early detection, which is so important because by the time it's caught, because the pancreas kind of hides behind like your stomach, so it's not usually that visible in traditional scans unless they're really looking for it. But more research is needed so that we can increase the chance of survival rate, because pancreatic cancer has one of the lowest. So the only other thing, and I've really been looking into this, and I'm going to talk to my friend Jill Martin about it, but clearly I'm curious if with genetic testing, since my dad had pancreatic cancer, it probably would be smart for me to do genetic testing to see if I have the marker for it too, so that I can partner with my doctor and make sure that we're keeping an eye and getting the right scans to see things on a regular basis. So I would encourage you to look into that for yourself too. I don't advocate anything for anyone. Those are your choices to make about your health, but being knowledgeable about all of the things that are out there that could give insight to you about your health that you may not have thought about before, I think that's important information to share. I suppose that's when I go back to being a news reporter and go into my anchor woman mode to report on those issues for you. So back to our beautiful bracelet. I'd love to be able to, after the month of November is up, write a big old check to PanCan. And this is our beautiful pancreatic cancer bracelet that we've created with Power Beads by Jen. And I know I've told this before, I'll say it very quickly. A portion of the proceeds is what we donate. It's usually about $10 per bracelet. Some people have asked, well, gosh, why don't you just donate the whole amount? Well, remember, when we sell something for $49, from that $49, I have to pay Power Beads by Jen for the cost of the bracelet itself. We have to make sure that we're figuring out the cost of the shipping, the packaging. There are fees involved, from credit card fees to even the Shopify platform that we use. So when all of those things are taken out, It's not like we make a ton of money on these bracelets to begin with. And basically the $10 is just about all of it. So when we do choose to support causes with these philanthropic bracelets, pretty much all of our proceeds are going to those donations. And if pancreatic cancer or purple isn't a bracelet that necessarily is speaking to you, although can I just say, like, how pretty is that going to be with your velvets and your burgundies and your greens and even grays and browns? I even kind of love it with the blue I have on. So pretty for winter and holiday. But also, I would say, we have so many other causes that we have created bracelets to support. So whether it's Alex's Lemonade Stand for pediatric cancer, we did a bracelet for all of the hurricane victims, for Helene and Milton down in the Carolinas and down in Georgia and Florida, all of those areas. So, we have a bracelet where part of the proceeds goes to some local organizations that are helping people really at the ground level. We've done bracelets that support autism research, breast cancer research. In fact, we have several breast cancer bracelets, different colors, different motifs for the charms. Those are all available. And we try to make them available, several of them year round, so that, if you want to give a special gift or something comes up in your life or in your circle of friends and family, and you're not sure what to do, it's a way to wear something beautiful. And again, know that your heart is doing something beautiful too, because sometimes I think we all want to help, but we don't know what to do. So check out our Power Beads by Jen bracelets and see how you might be able to support some wonderful causes that are near to you or close to your family and friends this holiday season. Brooke said, thank you for supporting. Not many focus on pancreatic cancer. I bought the bracelet last year. I'm going to buy again this year. Thank you, Brooke. Thank you, Brooke. Part of the reason why I started doing the bracelets for pancreatic cancer was just that, Brooke, because I felt like so much, and I'm going to say this, and I always feel like there's the possibility of backlash from people. So please just take a breath if you feel like that when I'm going to make this next statement. Breast cancer gets so much attention, and it should, Okay, so take a breath. But there are a lot of other cancers that affect millions of people that for whatever reason just don't have the spotlight shown upon them. Listen, I don't think me, little Jill Bauer, is going to change that. I don't know that I'm ever going to reach the level of a, Susan Komen with breast cancer. But if I can share with the hundreds of you that tune in on our lives, to, have you be a little bit more aware of pancreatic cancer, and know how low the survival rate is and how important research is. And of course, what does that all go to? Money. And so I really believe in PanCan and what they do. The founder of PanCan lost her father to pancreatic cancer. And so it's an organization that I know is really working to contribute to research so that we can find a cure and find ways to detect this cancer sooner. So research is important in all of these health-related issues. Some get more propped up attention on a high national level than others. But here at Just Jill, we try to support all of them. And I'm very proud that I can do that for pancreatic cancer, because I feel like it's sort of everybody knows or they've heard of pancreatic cancer, but they're not realizing, how there just isn't as much national attention on it, which is surprising really, because I can list many well-known people who have passed from pancreatic cancer, and you would think that maybe that would shine the spotlight a little bit brighter, and yet somehow it doesn't. My dear friend Nick Chavez, many of you know from watching QVC, was also someone who passed from pancreatic cancer. So and Nick, he loved the ladies to have pretty things. So I think he'd like that one too. All right, so check out our bracelets, whichever cause speaks to you. We'd be honored to have you wear our pieces and love making those donations. All right, so Jim Shore. Jim was here last night, was so awesome. This is the signed piece. We have 15 left, and that's it. Jim signed a limited amount of them for us. These signed versions were only available here at Just Jill. I was able to pick the styles that I wanted him to sign. The snowman piece that we had from Jim completely sold out, and we have 15 left, at least at last count, here. Jim's signature is on the bottom. Jim is really insistent on making sure that he takes time and has beautiful handwriting, right? And you can really read his signature. This is from his winter woodland collection. So it's more of the white and the grays, but look at all of the texture and the relief work that you see there. All hand painted, this beautiful dove that Santa is looking at, peace. Wonderful to think about that, all year round, but certainly at the holidays. These little woodland creatures, the little bunnies, so cute. And then those sort of folk art touches that Jim does, this cute little gray squirrel. I'm going to move it up super close so that you can see, like, even though you really only see the back of the squirrel, as you come around, like, look at the little nose and look at the little smile almost of that little squirrel. I love the fox. Again, all that detail work that you see on the fox, just turning all around, the hanging lantern. And then down here around the bottom is this beautiful kind of quilted star, and then the holly and the berries going all the way around. Just a beautiful winter relief work there on the kind of robe, if you will, of Santa. And this particular piece is called "The Best Gift is Each Other." So for animal lovers, I mean, wouldn't this be sweet to give to your vet? We love our vet so much. But, just anyone who loves animals, anyone who's a Santa collector, if you love the idea of that beautiful dove of peace, just a really sweet, special piece. If you have our white shimmer trees, those would be really pretty behind this. I'd love to see the silver shimmer trees here for just a little glitz. Even our sequin cone trees. I mean, I know those are big in comparison, but just so you can see how pretty it is to see that little silver. Oh, thanks, Kylie. Here's one too. These are the best. Oh my gosh, these are the best sequin trees ever. But look how pretty if you wanted to put a little shimmer behind that, and that would be really pretty. Or just some flameless candles, that works too. It can be very simple and quiet. All right, so if you want that, by the way, all the pieces will come in a Jim Shore box, so save those because that's a great way for you to store things in the off season. All right, so make sure you're dialing in for that. Quick revisit of our Buyer's Choice Santa. He is very limited, almost gone. This was created in collaboration with Joyce Byers from Buyer's Choice. We do a collaboration every year for Christmas in July and the true holiday season. Signed by Joyce, signed by me. And this particular Santa is holding 3 little sort of subtly shimmery candy canes, a bottle brush tree, a little sprig of holly and berry, has the curly beard, done in kind of a red velveteen outfit, so very classic. And the Santas that Joyce and I work on, I have 2 criteria that are always part of them. One is that the Santa is a little chubbier than some of the other Santas that you see from Buyer's Choice. And I love this curly beard. Sometimes they do one that's a little bit more straight. I just love the curly beard. I don't know what it is. I just like it. I just think it really makes him. So hand painted, super sweet face, all made in the USA and located in Chalfont, Pennsylvania. So if you want him, don't wait. Make sure you can get him while we still have some available. All right. Let's talk about a couple new things. Are you ready? How's everybody doing? Everybody's good? Everybody's good? Debbie was saying, where are the puppies? Can we see them? No, they are sleeping. And I'm not waking them up. You have no idea. Tried to get them in the crate, trying to, like they think it's a positive space. It's a cozy little, place to sleep, but they're down for their nighttime rest. They usually get back up around 10:30 or so. I keep them up till around, I don't know, a little after 11, and then put them back in their crate, and then they're down for much of the night. All right. So, looking at some of these wonderful comments, Lynn said you outdid yourselves with the Santa, even more exquisite in person. Yay! I'm not putting them away. I love to hear that. Let's see what else. Ashley said that she loved the Santa. I'm so glad. Thank you. Oh, for the buyer's choice, Vicky, buyer's choice is $89. Remember, that includes your shipping and handling. And the Jim Shore piece is $80. That includes your shipping and handling. Okay. So just kind of looking at the different details here. Just nice comments. Thank you so much. Lori, I love your message. Oh, you lost your husband, Joe. Oh, I'm so sorry, Lori. I'm so sorry. It's really, I know from talking to my mom. I mean, I lost my dad. She lost her life partner, right? And so there are both things there that you grieve and have to deal with. But I know, because I was still in Pennsylvania, and while I was flying down to see my dad regularly, almost like every 10 days or so, my mom was in it the whole time. And I know to watch your spouse go through that is very difficult. So thank you for sharing that. And I'm glad that we are able to do a little something here and shine that light on pancreatic cancer here at Just Jill. All right, let's show a new piece. So it's actually, we made it live, but I haven't shown it yet. So, I mean, I love all things Christmas. And I think you know that. I love to decorate for the holidays. I love to have themes. I love special touches everywhere, whether it's in the bathroom, whether it's on a console table, whether it's out in our sunroom. If there's an empty space, I like to Christmatize it in some way, shape, or form. There are certain silhouettes of the season I love. And one of those silhouettes that I really love happens to be a sleigh. I love a beautiful sleigh or sled. I think they are, like, when they're done well, they're just magnificent. We've had a couple that we've shown you this season. One is very rustic, more kind of, I would say, farmhouse with distressed whitewashed wood. We did one in champagne that's very glitzy in terms of sparkle and shimmer, but exquisite detail. But I also had a lot of you say, but Jill, I love gold. I love to do a rich burgundy or a hunter green, an evergreen, and I love to balance that with a true rich gold. And so I remembered that when we were looking for pieces for the collection. And so for those of you that are wanting a true gold sleigh, here it is. Wow! Isn't it beautiful? Oh, it's just a stunner. So look at the detail. I mean, it's ornate and elegant and regal and just fancy and so pretty. I love the rails. Look how they swirl. Beautiful detail. And then on the sleigh itself, I'm going to hold it up. That's all relief work that you see there, almost sort of like acanthus in its look, but there's these different textures like little fleur-de-lis. I love how this swirls up, but then look here, like they finished this so beautifully. Susan, my mouth just dropped open. That's cute. And just all the way around, you have this beautiful gold sleigh. It's about 10 inches tall. It's 14 inches front to back. This would go right on your entryway table, maybe surrounded by your beautiful pine garland. You can fill this with ornaments. I had it sitting here. We have these beautiful picks that have the pine cones and the like beaded fruit. And then these happen to have these little leaves that have a little gold in them. So I was playing with this earlier, as I do. And I just think you could kind of, buy our set of 2 picks and then even just have that, on your table, and then maybe you accent it with reds and things. It's pretty to do greenery and then use real fruit. apples and oranges as part of that runner that's going down through the center of your table. Or maybe it's just over on a display by where you're going to be doing your desserts. I mean, you could, really have a lot of fun playing with this. You could also fill this up with ornaments. So if you have, larger silver and gold ornaments, you could absolutely fill it up too. And frankly, it has so much beauty. It's this really true more gold. It's not champagne. This is true gold. Think of like 18 karat buttery gold. It's really a beautiful piece. It has a nice weight to it. It's made of resin and just so beautifully executed. So if you are interested in this particular sleigh, please check it out. First time that we're showing it to everyone, and we're kind of getting to the time of year too, I have to say, where we still have some new things to bring you in the next week or two, but we're really getting down to limited quantities in a lot of our styles that we've shown you during our Facebook Live. So if you are somebody who has had your eye on some things, if you're looking for a statement piece, I mean, again, I love this. Maybe do this on one of Valerie's really pretty mirrored centerpiece trays, or you could just go buy a mirrored tray. That would be beautiful. When you look behind me and see all of these pretty things that we have, I mean, we have those reindeer that are gorgeous. I love it, love it, love it with our cone trees. So, I mean, this is the silver one, but we have them in the champagne, and it looks so pretty with that. It looks gorgeous with our shimmer trees, even though they're not exactly the right tone. I just want you to see, look how they play off of each other so beautifully. And what's neat, and I don't know if you can see this, is there are some sort of, in the nooks and crannies, almost like where it would be oxidized, it is a little bit of a subtle silvery champagne wash. So there's a little bit, when I bring it in close, maybe you can see that a little bit better. So if you do have some things in champagne, that kind of allows you to put the champagne with it, and it works beautifully. The same way it looks beautiful with our sequin trees. If any of you have those and have checked them out, please tell people about them in the chat because they're exquisite. Mary said that could easily transition to Christmas from now. Sure, absolutely. It's just, I mean, it's probably the most ornate of the pieces we've done, but I think because it's all tonal, it's still very sophisticated and elegant. It doesn't look too much, and I love the highs and lows on it. So, play around with these too. If you got our beautiful gold flameless tree candles, look how pretty that is. So you could, set those around if you wanted to, like this beautiful sleigh that's in this pretty, pretty forest. So if you're interested in that, it's available. Check it out. It's like I can almost reach in there and grab it. There you go. It's yours. So enjoy that one. It's a beauty. And again, I love the idea of maybe playing with some different picks or ornaments just to sort of mix it in there. I love the look of I love giving it a pop of color. So I think the fruit, I love the pear. I love the red of the apple. Playing with that is kind of nice, and actually sort of angling it a little bit towards the front. That way gives it a really nice look. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful piece. I think you'll be really impressed when you get it at home. All right. And remember, shipping and handling is included. So if you go and you look at the piece and you're like, well, it's a little bit of a splurge, but what am I going to have to pay for shipping? Shipping's part of your price. So it's all built in. It's all figured out. So we try to make it easy as possible. If you really love that more true gold look, we only have a few of these left, but I wanted to show you this again is the same vendor. So it's the same kind of a gold look, but this is more narrow. So fits on a narrow windowsill, will fit on a narrow shelf or a mantle. And so here you have this quilted sled, a antiqued gold bottle brush tree, more of almost a Father Christmas look to Santa. And then this has this pretty little gold rope, and then all these reindeer with these elegant antlers going along. So it's one piece here, and beautifully done for those of you who love true gold. So again, do you love burgundies? Do you love even a rich navy, midnight navy, evergreen? A deep purple would be beautiful. Even some of you who are using some pinks, maybe you're using some of the more updated fuchsias and raspberry colors and one little vignette somewhere. The gold with that is really pretty. So there's that particular piece too. All right, speaking of beautiful. Okay, so we love to do different reindeer for our various collections. We did some reindeer for Peppermint Park. We've done reindeer for Gingerbread Lane. We have some other more modern reindeer. I'm not sure. I think they're live on the site. You can check those out. But this one is probably the most elegant. They're large. You're going to get both of them. They're a soft white reindeer. They have more of a champagne color on the antler. So I just want you to see that. Okay. More champagne. And then look at this incredibly ornate, beautiful blanket that's just filled with the same kind of detailed scroll work that I just showed you on that sleigh. And if you wanted to use them together, while the antlers here are a little more champagne, I still think it could be a stunning set. I mean, really elegant, very high end, just like people will be like, you have the most beautiful decorations. Where did you get those? They really, like, I feel like, okay, not that I'm not trying to build myself up here, but I think a few of these pieces would rival like what you would see at like a Neiman Marcus or a Saks. Like they're that kind of a piece. I'm not saying that just Jill is as fancy as that, but the quality and look and detail of these pieces is just something else. So this is a set of 2 deer. Can you get the measurements for me on these, Kylie? I forgot to ask you that. So a little bit of shimmer. Quick note about pieces that have glitter to them. So listen, when they're in the box, when you take them out, you might be like, oh my gosh, there's glitter everywhere. It's going to be a mess. It's just because it's been in the packaging and it's been rubbing around against the styrofoam and it loosened it up. So I always say when you get our pieces at home, open them up in the garage or, in an area near a trash can where when you take it out, you can just sort of dust it off like this, okay? And all the loose glitter will come off, and then you can put it on your display and it will be just fine. I know some of you like to give these items as a gift. So, again, that's something I would share with the person that you're giving it to. Give it a little dusting when you get it out of the box. I promise it won't be a glittered mess. Bernadette and I specifically handle the different samples when we're looking at things to make sure that we don't have anything that's going to be a nightmare, because I don't like that either. All right. So here's this one. And then this one here, I'm going to show you. And we had a little accident with our sample. So if you see a little crack there, we tried, yours won't be like that. We broke it here. But we didn't want you to not see the whole style of this reindeer. Look at the pose. I mean, is that not something? I love the face. Like I look at that. I love the way the antlers are done. They look realistic. And then there's this beautiful detail, scroll work, relief work of this just incredible set. So, put those on the mantle, put those with our Norfolk green garland that some of you got. Ashley said, I was thinking the antlers wouldn't look good with the gold, but I think the gold sleigh make that reindeer pop. I agree. Totally agree, Ashley. Look how pretty. So if you're using it with the green Norfolk pine garland that some of you have, that will be fantastic. They're just exquisite. If you have our white shimmer trees, beautiful. And speaking of shimmer trees, right now, you're all seeing it for the first time. Our set of 3 shimmer trees, well, in the champagne, it's like the Grinch's heart. It just grew 3 sizes. A single shimmer tree in champagne, cute little touch of holly down here at the bottom, 16.5 inches. So it's just a single. Some of you might say, oh, you know what? I really like the look of the shimmer trees. I always wish they were bigger. So maybe you just do one of these, 16.5 inches. Look at the difference between this one. This is the largest from our set of 3. So you can see you can add more height. I was so excited when I saw that our friends at this particular vendor did this giant version, but I'm bringing it out here because it's the perfect proportion if you also wanted to use it with the deer. So if you're thinking, I love those deer, but I don't know if I want the sleigh, but I need something to go with it. Okay, the single shimmer tree, 16.5 inches is what you're going to want to use with this set of reindeer. If I put this here even, can you see that? Ooh, let me move the antlers. Boop. Yes, Debbie, I agree. They are very stately. But I mean, just look. Please don't fall off my cake plate. Okay, so you could do something like that. And then obviously have the other reindeer there too. But I just wanted you to see how pretty they were together. And then your other option with this reindeer set, here's the champagne color if you wanted to add some sparkle. Pretty nice, right? So this is what I hope we can do for you at Just Jill. If you're new, if you're just stopping by, if you've never shopped with us before, then this is what I like to do. Is I like to put together pieces and collections so that as you're shopping, you can pick what you like. It's not like you can only do this or this, but everything ties together. So in this particular realm of these champagne tones, you're going to see that we have all of these beautiful pieces that work so nicely together. So this gives you a little more glitz. And then let me show you these champagne trees. Again, some of you have those already, so I'd love for you to share in the chat what you think about those. Here's the reindeer. Put that back up there. Oh, they're so pretty.
Someone said, I guess we should just get it all because it all looks so amazing together.
Well, if you want to, go ahead. I won't tell. But here's our cone tree. So first of all, sometimes these cone trees are really flimsy, right? Like it's almost plastic on the inside. This is a hard formed cone. So I love that. So it stands up. It doesn't tip over easily. The way this is done, and remember, in all my years at QVC, I would work with a lot of different vendors and we would bring in these kind of decorative cone trees. And some of them were nightmares, frankly, like the stuff was falling off on them left, right, and center. These are incredible. So nothing is coming off. And I want you to see when I bring it up close, what's going on there. So they've actually completely pressed in all of these bugle beads, all of these sequins. I said this looks like I found this in Bob Mackey's showroom because it is just covered in gorgeous sparkle. And this is the champagne and this is the silver. The silver is a silvery white, so absolutely stunning if you like to do that winter wonderland look, if you're wanting to do things with white. I mean, even if you put the silver with the deer, I don't hate that, because it gives just a little bit more of a frosty feel. If you really want to play off of the champagne metallics, then you would obviously do the champagne. You get 2 of them. The shorter of the 2 is 18 inches. That was right, Kylie, right? 18.5 inches, I think, for the shorter. And the taller one is 24 inches. Let's see if I got that right. 18 and 24?
I'm running to go find it.
She's checking.
The shorter one is 18, the taller is 24.
Yeah, 18 and 24. So you get both of them. They'll come to you. The smaller one will be inside the taller. They're sturdy, they're shimmery, they're elegant. And here's the thing. This can come off as a little more upscale, but it also, don't be afraid to put it with your casual things too. If you have a snowman collection, then get those silver trees and put your snowmen all around them, and it will be charming as can be. These will give you height. I love that they're narrow, so they are not too bulbous on your mantle. Maybe buy 2 sets and do a pair on each end of your mantle. And if you just did that in greenery across the mantle, Stunning. A few flameless candles. Done. That's how easy, with the right pieces, creating that elegant, cozy, beautiful, oh, I love looking at it every night feel can be in your home. So check out our sequin cone trees. We love those. And then I just want to show this to you one more time. So our set of 3 shimmer trees has probably been our #1 best-selling Christmas decor product. You get 3 of them. We've sold out of 2 of the 4 colors already this season, not getting any more in. I think I have a couple sets left in silver, if that, and we have maybe a dozen sets left in the champagne. But I know hundreds of you already own the champagne set of 3. So if you do own the champagne set of 3, or you've always been interested in the champagne shimmer trees, but maybe the sizes weren't right, or you just weren't sure if you wanted 3. I was so excited to see that they created a tall 16.5-inch version of the shimmer tree. So it's the same vendor. I'm going to hold this up so you can see, like, you have areas of shimmer and then areas where you just sort of see a little bit of the matte of the paint that gives it dimension. They've carved into each of these boughs, if you will. And then right down at the bottom, just a little touch of the holly with the greenery and the red berries. Nice weight to this, and just beautiful height. And if you wanted to create a complete forest now with your shimmer trees, let me just show you what that would look like. I'm going to pull the reindeer down.
I'm running out of room.
I am running out of room. Okay, so here's the tallest, right? I'm going to push that back there. And then for those of you that already have the shimmer trees, now you have, let's just put that there. Now you have the whole forest. Do you see it all together? So it really, it finishes off your shimmer tree assortment. If you already have the set of 3, you want that tall one. If you've been thinking about doing the shimmer trees, get all 4 of them. Buy the set of 3 and get that one done. Done for the rest of your holiday decorating life, because you can do so much with these trees. A lot of you have told me you've loved the champagne so much you keep it up in your dining room all year round because it just looks so elegant. Jan says she loves the tree with a little berry at the bottom. And some of you might just say, you know what? I just really want the tall trees. I have a larger room, a larger mantle. I want to make a statement. I want to create some height in my decor. That's the tree that's going to do it for you. So, and Sandy said, I ordered the deer too, thinking of the tall shimmer tree. Well, don't wait on that tall shimmer tree. We didn't bring a ton of them in, Sandy. I'm just telling you. And again, if you wanted to do the deer with the tall shimmer tree, and then maybe this is in the background, however you display it, but you can kind of see how that would all work together. Okay, good. Any questions about anything I've shown you so far? Feel free to reach out in the chat, and Kylie will let me know. I'm going to set things back up here. Look at those. Here's the tall. When you see this in person, like, it's like an Academy Award gown. I'm just so impressed by the quality and how, again, like, it's hard to do this where the stuff isn't falling off. And I mean, these are our samples. We've used these in how many photo shoots, Kylie?
I was going to say, when I first opened it, I thought it was gorgeous, and I've been using it in so many photos, and they just keep growing on me.
Kylie, so when I don't know if you heard her, but she said when she first opened the box and saw them, she thought they were gorgeous. But Kylie takes almost all of our photography of all of our products, and she's been using them in so many of her different shots, and she's like, they just keep getting prettier. So love those. Love those. Gina said, I have the shimmer trees in every color. They're beautiful. I'll be adding the larger champagne tree to my collection. You won't be disappointed, Gina. And the impact of when you see that larger tree with the others, it's just spectacular. And it also gives you the opportunity to sort of tie a theme from one room to the other. A good friend of mine is a very well-known interior designer here along the main line in Philadelphia. And, you know, she said to me one time, I was asking her about like, well, why did you do this and this? Or I love how you did this and this. And her comment to me was, well, you add a little touch of the same from room to room, and that's what makes it feel designed. Yeah, that's what makes it feel designed. I never forgot that. So we can help you do that too. All right, gonna put these back. So pretty. Debbie said she received her cone tree. She loves them. Good. I'm so glad, Debbie. That's awesome. And would I mind showing the deer again? Not at all. So let me.
Do you want to give one to me?
No, I'll set it back up. Just being very careful because I have been known to be the one that breaks the samples. All right, so let me grab the deer. And did we get the sizes on those, Kylie? How tall are they? Oh, did you put them in the chat?
But I can tell you in person really quick.
Thank you.
11 and a half and 14.
Okay, so 14 inches tall for this deer. So it's kind of a soft white. It has a shimmer to it. The antlers are more of a champagne color. But what I fell in love with these deer was this scroll blanket. And it also has a wash of the champagne on it as well. But I will say, as I'm looking at it, like, yes, it's champagne. But again, I think if you have something that's a little more silvery, it's going to be okay. Like I'm never married to metallics have to match. So there's nothing wrong with doing like the shimmer of the silver with a little bit of the champagne too. And I'll show it to you with the gold sleigh. So this one is 14 inches tall. I'll give you the look of it all the way around. Okay. Made of resin, very nice weight. What I look for when I pick reindeer, the face, the antlers for sure, and the body position. Like those are the three things. Sometimes they make reindeer look weird. Why? Reindeer don't look weird in nature. Why are you making it look weird in my figurine? So we try to keep it looking really, really nice. So there's that. And then you get the seated deer, which is about 11 inches tall. So you can use them like this. You can have this deer looking this way and that one looking that way. You can play around with however you feel like you want them to go. But just beautiful detail. And here's the seated one.
Can you show them with the sleigh one more time?
Yes, I'll grab the sleigh in just a second. There's that. And then if you wanted to do the sleigh, now remember, the sleigh is gold. This is champagne. However, as I'll show you again, in the nooks and crannies of the sleigh.
And the detailing for the sleigh and the deer saddles, are they raised? Someone is asking.
Yes. So the detail on the sleigh and the reindeer is raised. I'll try to show that. But in the nooks and crannies here, it's a little bit more of a champagne color. So when you have this and you have this together, it kind of makes them pop. Look how it really brings out the gold of the deer on that blanket. Okay. And same here. If you wanted to put this reindeer at the front of the sleigh, why not? They're beautiful. Valerie said the deer remind her of hand-carved carousel horses. Agreed. Really beautiful. Okay. So this is heavy. Let me get my workout here. Tone it up. All right.
Between that and picking up the puppies.
Between that and the puppies, right? Exactly. All right. So then let me show you again. This is raised detail. You can see that. See that? It's raised. So there's a beautiful texture there that's not painted on. It's not flat. It gives it incredible dimension. And the same is true with the sled. I'm going to turn it like this so that you can see all of the detail. I know it's hard because it looks really flat sometimes, right, on your screens. But this is, look at that, fleur-de-lis. Oh, it just like this almost comes up like a wave. It's fabulous. Okay. Reindeer, sled, Santa's, picks. All right, a couple more little things to show you real quickly.
Snowmen and pedestal.
Yeah, and gnomes. Okay.
Yep.
These seem to take everybody by storm. So we only have a couple sets left, but I just wanted to remind you about our wonderful whitewash gnomes. And here's the truth. I am not really a gnome person. It was never, I think we have one gnome item, and it's because we bought it from this company that's local that actually makes baseball bats. Shocking. And they take some of their scrap wood, and they had an open house one year, and they'd made these little gnomes. And so, of course, it was a gnome from a baseball bat, had to get it for Trevor. But I like the gnome thing. So many people go like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs for it. Like it just wasn't me until I saw this set. And I was like, Bernadette and I both, when we saw these in Atlanta, we're like, they are so cute. I love that they're white, kind of whitewashed rustic. I love, this is raised too. Okay. So this raised relief of snowflakes on the hat. I love how the beard looks like it's all been carved. He's holding a little cardinal. I love the wash of the white. There's just a little hint of sparkle there, very minimal, and so cute. That's one. The other one has a tree with a little cardinal, and just this wonderful, like rustic folk art detail. So if you're somebody who loves that whitewashed wood look, we've done several things with this whitewashed look at Just Jill. Check out our beautiful whitewashed sleigh. That was a reorder from last year because it sold out. These are so charming. They already have a 5-star review on them. And it was from somebody who said, I really wasn't a gnome person either, but now I am. So sometimes when it's done just right, like the proportion of the body is right, the colors that are used are just right. These are really great. We do have a cute set of 3 colorful gnomes. If you do like more reds and greens, that's part of our Peppermint Park and Gingerbread Lane collections. But for those of you who, and Donna said they are so cute, for those of you that just kind of, want something fun and whimsical, I'd put these, if you have our white shimmer trees, they'd be great with the white shimmer trees. Maybe get that rustic sleigh or not. And you'd have such a cute little festive look. Your grandkids will love these too, right? Or your littles, if you have, still have little kids at home. They're just happy.
Standing on the cake as well.
Oh yeah, and we have one from our Gingerbread Lane collection that's standing on a little cake. He's carrying a little cake, which is really cute. So, all right. So if you like these guys, not many left, but just wanted to share those. All right. Here's another item from this whole, like when you look behind me here, and I'll talk about the snowmen in just a second. I wanted you to see our assortment of flameless candles again. We just placed an order for more of our glass-filled flameless candles. It comes in multiple sizes. This is the 2-inch diameter, comes in a 4-inch, a 6-inch. I actually am bringing in a 5-inch. So for those of you that already have the 2s and 4s, you'll have a middle size. And the same with our 3.5-inch diameter. This is the 4-inch. We have a 6-inch. I'll show you in a moment. And then we're bringing in the 5-inch. So you could do a little candle garden if you'd like to. But look how pretty when you have these elements of shimmer and light and greenery, how beautiful it is. So to tie into that whole look, I played around here, which I love to do. I brought in this piece. And it looks very vintage. It looks like something you would find at, an antique market or, a little vintage shop, maybe in your area. For those of you that love to stop at, antique stores when you're out traveling just to see what you might find. This particular vendor, it's the same vendor who does our sleigh. This is Regency. They had a whole assortment of these different kind of engraved. See how this is engraved here on these beautiful, almost mercury glass type pieces. And I just fell in love with it for a couple of reasons. I think it's a beautiful gift. This is going to be such a pretty housewarming gift. I mean, this could be a soap dish with your big soap rocks inside. You could put potpourri on the inside here. Certainly you can do, and I'll show you the candles. You could do fairy lights. You could do, red ornaments for contrast, or do silvers and golds. You can leave it out all year round. It's just this beautiful, kind of like an oversized chalice almost. So I wanted to give you some ideas on what you might do with this. So this is our 3.5 by 6 inch flameless candle. And you can set that right down inside of that bowl. And that's easy. Some of you might have some of our candle rings. This is one we had last year. I don't think we have any of these left, but we did them this year in red and green and in red and white. So I just want to show you that if you put that on top, it like fits perfect. So now you've got a little bit of decorative interest around the top. You could also take your candle. Again, I just love that concept. And if you have like little mini ornaments, you could fill in the little mini ornaments. And obviously you're going to take your time to do this. I'm just trying to rush, but you could take some mini ornaments and they sit right up, kind of like right on the edge there, which I think is really cute. You could just fill this up with a whole bunch of ornaments. You won't see them here necessarily. But if I had more of them, like how cute would that be to have this like rounded mound of all of these ornaments? Like think of your reds and greens and purples all on the inside here. So just different, maybe not the kind of piece that you've ever thought about before for your holiday decorating, but I want you to take a look at everything that we've done behind us. So when you've got your shimmer trees and then you've got this pretty bowl, and the trees and the candlelight, look how pretty all of that works together. Look at it with the shimmer tree. I mean, this is even the silver. Look how pretty that's going to be in the middle of your table. Think about this, the way you might do 2 taper candles on each side of your fireplace, or maybe on each side of your dining room table. Maybe instead you buy 2 of these with our flameless candles and put those on each side. Look how pretty that would be, a couple of them just nestled in with our green garland. And if you wanted to see this too, like if you wanted to do a shorter candle, the shorter candle works too. If you wanted to do one of our candles that's not, if you wanted to do one of our candles that's not in glass, this one's a little bit taller. This is all, real wax on the outside and has the little well on the inside. You could do that as well. If you have some different picks, this one won't work necessarily. It's too big, but, get some faux greenery and, put that around on the inside. You could use this right now with pine cones for the rest of the harvest season, pine cones and little mini pumpkins, the little scatters that you can find. Then in the holiday season, maybe you do sugared cranberries and greenery. Then we move into the winter season, and maybe it's just, traditional pine and berries. Then all of a sudden it's springtime and you could fill this up with foil wrapped chocolate Easter eggs. I mean, you could really do a lot with this one simple piece. And those are the kinds of things I know I love to find for my home. If I'm going to make the investment, can I use it for more than just Christmas? And I think for something like this, you absolutely can. So just wanted to show you, different ways you might use it. Again, that's all etched into the glass so you can see. And even if you did some fairy lights, you'll see a little bit of the twinkle on the inside. It's not completely transparent. That's why I like the idea of a pillar candle on the inside there even better. Can you put candy in the bowl? Yes, it's glass, so it is food safe. No problem. All right. Okay, so there's that particular piece. And then say hello to my favorite snow duo. We did these last year. They completely sold out. They were my absolute favorite. And I was so happy to see we could bring them back this year.
They're just so happy.
Kylie said they're just so happy. If you love snow people, these are adorable. Okay, look at that face. Look at that sweet face. The artwork here is simple and yet charming. Again, this is a piece where when you get it at home, just brush it off when you take it out of the box because it's going to have some, loose glitter on it when from travel. And then put it down wherever you're going to display it, and it'll be just fine. So you get both of them. He has this little red scarf that's kind of like fastened in the back. It's like the wind blew it around. He has his 3 buttons of coal. Look at the raised relief detail here of the holly and the berries. That super cute hat with the holly sprigs and berry too. And hang on one second. I'm going to put my phone on Do Not Disturb because I'm getting messages. And then look at the cute little cardinals on each of the twig arms. Yes, Karen, cardinals, adorable snowmen, and right up your alley for sure. And then it comes with another snow person. And so this one has the scarf tied around the front with the cute little buttons, the little detail here of the raised holly and berries. Look at the cute little cardinals on each arm. Those are wired, so if you want to adjust them a little bit, you may. And then here is the red and white striped hat and the little pom-pom at the end. Nice flat base. These have a really nice weight to them, so you're not going to have to worry about them tipping over easily. They're not hollow, if you will, and they're just, to me, so stinking cute. I just think they're absolutely, positively adorable. I'm going to fix the way his scarf really should be. You can move it a little bit if you want, but really it should be more like this. Okay. And there you can see. Jan said, my mom loved snowmen figures. She passed away in 2008. So I try to collect them in memory of her along with the cardinals. Love these. Oh, Jan, these, they're almost just perfect for you, I think, right? There was something about, I don't know. I still look at them and I love them so much. I just think they're cute. They're happy. You can leave these out, not just through Christmas, but all winter. Like these can stay out January. These can stay out February. Do these around with our flameless candles. Do these with some of our white shimmer trees. You can leave those out all year, or not all year, but you can leave them out all season long through the winter. And to use those as a background would be so charming. If you wanted to use these with the gold, why not? You can still put a touch of, champagne with those, no problem. If you bought our large cone trees, yes. Look how good those look. So if you're loving the different trees that we have, there's so many different ways that you can use these. And, again, how can you pull out some of these colors? Our green shimmer trees are really nice with these too, because it ties into that little touch of green on the holly there. So lots of detail, lots to work with here. Super cute. I mean, just the cutest. They will make you smile every time. There's a little bit of a vintage quality too, but I think every time you walk past these, wherever you put them in your home, you're going to be so happy that you got them. They're just so super sweet. Okay. Would look great, Carol, with the cardinal lantern. We've done a lot of cardinal pieces here at Just Jill. So, and there is another single snowman, part of this group, new this year. We haven't even shown him yet, but you'll find him over at justjillshop.com if you wanted to add one more snow person to that little collection. He has the same detail of the berries and the holly, and he's just a little bit taller. So something else for you to look for over at Just Jill Shop. All right. I missed the reindeer. Can you do a quick peek? Sure. I'll show them one more time. I just looked at the clock and I'm like, oh my gosh, 9:08. What happened? These go by so fast. I can't believe it. We
never go over the time limit.
So we always go over the time limit. Okay. So here's the reindeer one more time. Here is, you get the set of 2. Here's the set of 2. And they're kind of I would say a soft white color. They do have shimmer on them, so I just want you to see that. The blanket is all done in this really beautiful, elegant scroll design. It is raised, so it's not painted on. It's done in a champagne wash, and the champagne color is the same color that you will see on the antlers. And one of the deer is sitting, and then one of the deer obviously is standing, and you get both of them. 11 inches tall, 14 inches tall. Okay, so just a beautiful, elegant, probably the most intricate and ornate pair of reindeer that we're bringing to you this season. There are more reindeer available over at justjillshop.com. So if you're somebody who likes things a little more clean and sleek and modern, there's a set of 2 deer that are silver. Love them with our sequin cone trees. And there's also a set in a more traditional brown that has a little touch of holly on them. So much more traditional, I would say. And those are available over on the shop as well. So there's several choices for you to find. All right. I think that's going to wrap things up tonight, everybody. So one more thing to let you know about. I'm going to do, because we did this a couple weeks ago, and so many of you kept writing and messaging me and saying, will you do that again? We're going to do a Facebook Live this Sunday morning. So if you are around Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern time, if I'm running a few minutes late, it's just because of the puppies. But 10 a.m. Eastern time on Sunday morning, we're going to do another Facebook Live. I'm going to try to have almost all brand new in that particular Facebook Live for all of you, Instagram and YouTube too, of course. So check us out Sunday morning if you'd like to just get up in your jammies and drink a cup of coffee together and have some friendship and fellowship together. I would love to spend time with you and show you some of the new things that we have for you at the shop. So check out things. Don't forget the Jim Shore piece. Don't forget the Buyer's Choice piece. I'm just reminding you because here's what happens every year is, you think you have time, right? Like, oh, I'll come back. I'll get that. I want to figure out what I'm going to decorate. Okay, let me go back. Oh, they're sold out. So make sure that if you're interested in any of those pieces, and I have a feeling the sleigh tonight, the reindeer has been popular. I'm not even sure those gnomes are still around. Really, really fun pieces for you tonight. And I can't wait for you to get them at home and start putting them out. I hope you all share pictures on social media. And remember, just hashtag JustJillShop or hashtag JustJillBauer. And we'll be sure to look. Oh, the gnomes are gone. The gnomes have left the building. Okay, that's what happens. All right, so you all go now. Go to Just Jill Shop, find your favorites, and let's meet up again on Sunday. I look forward to it. Can we be in pajamas? Would you mind if I'm in my pajamas on Sunday morning? Could I be in very little makeup? That would make me so happy. So maybe you'll see about as natural as I go. I might put on a little foundation because I don't think I have a lot of redness, but let's keep it simple, right? Let's just do Sunday mornings like Sunday morning friends would do. Okay. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you all so much. And I'll talk to you soon. See you Sunday. Bye.